Guys, good afternoon and welcome to class. My name is Sourabh Mutha and we are looking at the CA Inter Tax curriculum. Guys, today is a mixed feeling day. I always find this day very tricky. Unfortunately or fortunately, we are starting today. Good afternoon, everyone. Why is this day tricky? Because, just like I love all my students, there are some students who clear and some who don't. And it's a very mixed feeling for me whether to celebrate the people who've actually cleared or to feel bad because some of them couldn't clear. But let me tell you, for whoever is here, let me tell you a little story of something that happened recently. One of my students who I taught a while back, I bumped into him recently, and it was at a common friend's, he was a cousin of a common friend, so I bumped into him at a party. And while speaking to him, he said, "Do you remember me?" I said, "Yes, I do. I remember teaching you. But I don't know what happened." He said, "I did not clear CA final in the first attempt. It took me 4 attempts to clear CA final, but now that I'm cleared, looking back, it doesn't matter. I'm doing really well in my life. I have a great job which pays me really well. I'm very happy with my job." He's into Forex consulting. And in fact, he told me that if your other students want to take up jobs, I have jobs in my company I could offer them. And that is a story that is so inspiring because at 4 CA final attempts, it takes a lot of effort to get back to the same books and to do the same curriculum again. But if there are people who pick it up, and I want you to be one of those. If you are giving the exam for the first time, mentally be prepared that this is a game which is a professional game, and there are times when you have to give this again. And in case you're feeling disheartened, you're feeling disappointed, you're feeling discouraged, I completely understand. I'm completely with you, and I will give you every support that I can give you to make sure that we do much better the next time. And for the people who are doing this the first time, make sure that we get all out and we are the most enthusiastic about this attempt. Having said that, guys, today is a fresh new start. Let's make sure we do really well. Whatever our mistakes are, we will learn on them, and whatever are the new challenges, we will try to conquer them in the best possible manner. I will make sure that in the next few days, whenever we are covering tax, we do it so well that not just the concepts are all clear, but we look at examination questions, because that's something that I feel we lack. So here it is, we are inaugurating today's session. Good afternoon, welcome back everyone who's here. Let's do this really well. Guys, before we start, I'm just going to put up a Telegram link here. Just a second. This is the Telegram link you could use, and I will also give you all just a second. I'm just pinning this Telegram group, and this link, guys, the second one, is an access to my Google Drive. Whatever notes we see here, whatever we see here is all from a drive that is shared with you, and you can access all the notes. So while we begin, let's try and understand what is the agenda today, what are we going to do today. So let's try and see how we can tackle tax better than what we've done before. And for people who are giving this for the first time, how can we tackle tax in the best possible manner? So guys, I hope we are in this together. I hope you are okay. For people who've got your results today, and I know some of you all are in this batch and you've got your results today, I really appreciate the hard work you've done to pick yourself up very quickly and come and watch this. I appreciate, and I'm sure this will pay us rewards in the long run. Alright, so first let me tell you what is in store. Over the next few days, we are going to cover, first we are going to start off with GST, and we will make sure that we get our GST marks completely done. What you could do and what I could support you, how we will tackle our GST, we'll do DT strategy after we finish GST, but let's understand what will we do in a GST strategy. Guys, the problem is we spend a lot of time on concepts, and because we spend a lot of time on concepts, we miss out on questions. So we are going to slightly do a reversal, and again, because this is a fast track batch, I'm going to revise the concepts with you guys through a quick book. where we will pay attention to concepts, but we will finish the concepts, and then so this will be a part of our understanding, but more guys we will focus on questions. Which questions we will take up? We will take up the previous year's questions. We will take up the previous year's RTPs. We will take up the previous year's MTPs. And not just that, ICAI has released a really nice MCQ booklet. We will have a look at those MCQs also from that booklet, and of course ICAI module questions. This is what I aim to do. Guys, as and when we progress ahead, I've already recorded an amendment notification video on my YouTube channel. So I would give you a link later on when we finish GST, so you can watch the notifications there which are latest, so that you know the last ones are more important, so you know that as well. But this is the strategy. We will focus on concepts 25%, but 75%, and this is where the real game is, that we will focus 75% on the questions. So that's what our strategy is going to be for GST concept and for every other thing that we do in GST. And once we finish GST, we'll do a similar strategy even for DT, but we'll cross that bridge when it arrives. So right now, only and only focused on this. Let's do this well, and let's do this now. If you have any queries, feel free to reach out to me here. I am very happy to take any questions from you guys. And in case there is something else that you want to discuss, you can always access the Telegram group even after this lectures to ask me any doubts or any queries that you have. Perfect. This sounds good to go. I'm just going to tell you what all we will cover in GST. Guys, in GST, today's day, 26th, then 27th, then 28th, and maybe some part of 1st of March are 4 days that I want to focus on GST. So now that we have 4 days on GST, I'm thinking between today and tomorrow, let's revise all the different concepts, so that on the 28th and 1st, we can spend a lot of our energies discussing questions, module questions, MCQs, etc. So that's going to be the idea behind GST. And if possible, we will also write some questions, answers on how to present them well. That is also something that we will do while we discuss questions on the 28th and 1st. So the sooner we finish the concepts, the better it is going to be for all of us. With that, let's start. People who have joined, people who are already here, great. The others who are going to join, you can spread the word, guys, for whoever wants to join. Just 1 second. Sumit, welcome to class. Guys, just give me 5 minutes and we will resume. Actually, I just finished a class and then results came out, and I just need 5 minutes before we can resume. Good afternoon, Manoj. Just give me 2 minutes, Manoj, and we will resume. Any doubts, any questions, please feel free to reach out. Perfect. All right, let's do this, guys. Very excited to start. Doesn't matter what happened. It's our time now. Let's make the most of it. This is the GST revision first. So for the first 4 days, 26, 27, 28th of Feb and the 1st of March, we are only going to focus on GST. GST concepts 25%, questions 75%. That's the strategy that I'm going to be using because I feel we spend too much time on concepts, so our sum exam preparation sums go down, and hence my strategy is going to be the opposite this time. Alright, so let's start. Guys, the best way to revise is through a quick book which I'm going to upload on the screen. But before that, guys, just let me tell you what all is there in GST so you can recollect with me the entire GST curriculum. Guys, my GST goes through an example of an electric bike company. There is an electric bike company. This electric bike company, as the name suggests, sells electric bike. And whenever they sell electric bike, their electric bike is for 1 lakh rupees. There is a GST of 18%, that is 18,000 rupees. Now, guys, whenever they supply this bike, there is a consumer or the recipient at the other end who bears the burden of this tax, and hence GST is called consumption based tax or destination based tax. I'm just giving you a story. I'm not talking about any particular chapter. I'm just talking about a story. This electric bike company went to their CA because they did not know whether they wanted to be registered or not, or they were supposed to be registered or not. So for GST registration requirements, they went to their CA and they asked them what requirements are there and when should they register under GST. Next, whenever electric bike company would buy something, example, for these bikes, they would buy batteries from battery supply company. So whenever they would purchase something, they would pay GST on that. Example, on this electric bike, they would put a battery, and on that battery, they had paid GST of 16,000 rupees. And their CA had told them that, listen, because you're a businessman, because you're a supplier and not a consumer, you can take credit of this 16,000 rupees. So whenever they would pay the government 18,000 rupees, they could take credit of this 16,000 rupees. So ultimately all they had to pay is 2,000. And when you do the math, the consumer has paid the burden of 18,000 rupees. Electric bike company has paid 16,000 first and 2,000 to the government, that is 18,000, but they recovered the entire 18,000 from the consumer, and thus you see that in GST no one pays the tax except the consumer. The consumer is the one who actually pays the tax. Nandish, Vinaya, everyone who's joining in, I'm just warming you up to an example of GST before we move ahead. So this was it. Whenever electric bike company made a supply, they would issue an invoice also for that supply, and at the end of every month or every quarter, they had to do a lot of headache means they had to actually file their return, etc. But every time electric bike company took the services of a lawyer or went to a hospital, there was either no GST or under RCM. So this is all the questions that make up your GST. The first chapter, if you recollect in GST, guys, one of the first chapters that you recollect in GST is Introduction. This chapter tells you that what are the drawbacks before GST, what are the good points after GST, what taxes has GST replaced, when was GST started, what are the different laws that are under GST, is GST touching on alcohol, does GST is applicable on petrol, diesel and those 5 products, what about tobacco, and why did we have to do a constitutional amendment. All this is spoken in the introduction chapter. After that, I will do a chapter with you which is called value of supply. GST is always given as a percentage. Guys, I'm just warming you up. I'm just introducing all the different chapters before we enter into the world of GST. In value of supply, GST is basically based on a certain percentage of the value. GST is never 18,000 or 15,000, it's always 18% or 12% or 28%, and because it is a percentage, we need to know the value because we need to apply the percentage to a value, and hence this value is a chapter called value of supply. It's an important chapter and will get us some good marks in the exam, this chapter called value of supply. You and me would want the value to be as low as possible because if the value is low, the GST will be low. But law is not made by you and me, law is made by the government. So the government makes sure that the value is as high as possible. They have some sections and some provisions for value of supply, which we will discuss today. Next, there are some things when you supply there is no GST. Example, when you take a loan from a bank of 1 crore rupees, they don't charge you 1 crore and 18 lakhs. Whenever you bought a share for 1000 rupees, you don't pay 1000 plus GST. So there are some things there is no GST on. There are some services on which there is no GST. So there is a concept of supply, which is a very important part of GST, because if there is no supply, there will be no GST. It's almost like if you don't take up commerce, you will not land up doing CA. Same way, if there is no supply, there will be no GST. Now supply could be many ways. You coming on Unacademy and taking lessons is also supply. You going to your tuition teacher in school and taking supply was also supply. We'll see the different supplies in a chapter called Supply of GST. Next, generally whenever you buy anything, if you buy an electric bike or if you buy a mobile phone or if you go to a restaurant, the restaurant owner charges you GST ahead. He forwards it to you, you pay or you bear the burden, and they do all the headache of filing the returns, doing all the formalities. So this is called forward charge. And then there is another charge which is called reverse charge, and then there is a composition scheme. All of that are in a chapter called Charge of GST, one of the very important chapters of GST, Charge of GST, which we will study in a chapter called Charge of GST. So introduction, value of supply, supply, charge of GST, 4 chapters. Then guys, today is the 26th of February. If today you bought an electric bike and you paid 18,000 rupees to electric bike company, they need to pay it ahead to the government in the month of March. So whatever is 1 month's tax, they need to pay it in the next month to the government. And when they need to pay is depending upon the time of supply. It is very surprising because if it's on 26th Feb, the government will get the money in March. But if this supply happens even on the 1st of March, the government will get the money in April. So when the government will get the money depends upon a concept called time of supply. It depends upon a concept called time of supply. Time of supply means when do you need to pay GST ahead to the government? That is called time of supply. Very interesting chapter. Some really good shortcuts waiting for us in time of supply. Next, does everyone have to register? A poor farmer who's busy farming every morning, every day, every day, even a Sunday, does a poor farmer have to register? Did your tuition teacher back in school register under GST? But why is Unacademy registered? So some people have to register, some don't. What is the procedure for registration? Can your registration be cancelled? All of that is in a chapter called registration. So this is another chapter that we will do. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Next. Guys, whenever you purchase, as a student, if you purchase a mobile phone or a laptop, you pay GST, but you can't take a credit like this. But as a CA who's registered under GST, whenever I buy a mobile phone, whenever I buy a laptop, I can take GST credit. So whether you can take or you can't take, how will you take, what are the conditions of taking credit are given in this amazingly good chapter called ITC. So that's the 7th chapter. Now due to lack of space, I'm going to go to the next sheet, but these are the chapters that we will be looking at in GST. Further, let's move to the next chapter. In ITC is a very important chapter. I'm going to continue talking about ITC. Whenever you purchase a mobile phone, a laptop, etc., for business purposes, can you take credit? Yes, you can. Some credits are blocked, some are easily allowed. We'll see all of that in a chapter called ITC. Guys, tax is a give and take relationship. What do I mean by that? If on this bike you are willing to pay GST to the government, is the government happy? Yes. So are you giving GST to the government? Yes. So they give you credit as well. yes, they give you credit because you are paying GST. It's a give and take relationship. In your friends, if you give your friend a birthday gift, he will give you a birthday gift back. But if you just wish him over a SMS, he will also do the same thing. So it's a give and take relationship, and hence credits are always given in terms of give and take relationship. Just one second. Harshal, hi.
Yeah, good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
How are you and how are you placed now?
I'm actually currently in a lecture right now. It will end at 9 o'clock.
अच्छा अच्छा अच्छा.
मैं फोन करूं या मैं मैसेज में कल फ्री हूं, कल फोन कर सकता हूं मैं?
No worries, no worries.
Huh?
I'll give you a call back.
Okay, Harshal. All right.
Thanks.
Alright. Looking at your question, Nandish, so SMAT GST material is enough. Okay, so Nandish, what you can do is, I will update this Google Drive link. I have sent a Google Drive link here. There is an updated SMAT book which you can access, and an updated Q&A book again which you can access. The material is enough. The only thing is you need to do more questions. So you need to do questions like MCQ booklet of ICAI, which we will do here. You need to ICAI module questions. Whatever more questions you can do, you have to add more questions to that. Alright. Where to find questions? Your module has questions 1. RTP and MTP, which the ICAI releases, that has questions 3. And MCQ booklet, again released by ICAI, 4. These 4 questions, if you do, there is no stopping you from getting your good marks. Alright. Guys, that is your ITC chapter. It's a give and take relationship. If you are willing to pay GST to the government, you will get credit. Example, I every month on my supplies pay GST to the government. So this is me, I am a CA. Whenever I bill my clients 1 lakh rupees, or whenever I bill Unacademy or wherever I teach, and they pay me GST on that, and I pay GST to the government is very happy, and hence whenever I buy my laptop or my mobile phone or any business expense, on this they give me credit. So this is what is a give and take relationship. We will discuss more about it in the chapter called ITC. Arvind, welcome to class. We are just warming up to the different chapters in GST before we move ahead. Next, guys, there is a chapter called payment, which is basically like paying your electricity bill. Your this month's electricity bill is 1000 rupees. This is your liability, and you got to pay it. If you don't pay it this month, your electricity will get cut. So hence this liability has to be paid. Now let's say you have Paytm money of 800 rupees. Can you use that money? Yes. But 800 is not enough. So can you pay the balance 200 with cash? Yes. So this is how you pay your money electricity bill. Yes, this is called payment chapter. And there are 3 ledgers: liability ledger, credit ledger, and cash ledger, which can be used to pay off your liabilities. Shreya, Arvind, everyone else, guys, just warming up to the GST chapters. Next, guys, whenever you've gone to a restaurant, whenever you've gone to for a haircut, or whenever you come to even Unacademy subscription, when you bought, you would have got an invoice, whether it's physical or whether it's e-invoice or email invoice. You would have got an invoice which basically gives you details about how much you paid, what is the GST number, etc., etc. So invoice is compulsory, yes. There are changes in invoicing. E-invoicing is a new concept. QR codes are new concept, and there is something called e-way bill, which we will also study in this invoice chapter. But invoice is a document. That document is very, very useful to take credit and for a lot of other things, which we will discuss in a chapter called invoice. Not just that, every month, and for some people every quarter, you need to file a return, and this return, when you file, the government gets to know what you've done. In GST, we have a returns chapter, and there are different returns, and if you don't file a return on time, there is a certain amount of fee that you have to pay. That's a late fee. So that is 8th, 9th, 10th, and last, guys, exemptions. The government feels that certain people should not be charged GST. Example, doctors don't charge GST. Example, whenever you've gone in a local train which is not first class, etc., there is no GST. Whenever you've gone, there are some services like your college education, there is no GST. Those have been exempted through a notification or through notification, which is called exemption through notification. So this is overall the curriculum of GST. What we will do is, every chapter that we do, let's say right now we start with introduction. Once we finish introduction, we will do one exemption. Once we finish value of supply, we will do another exemption. So like that, we'll squeeze in exemptions between the chapters so that we are well versed with the chapters as well. But guys, the problem is, how do we revise everything one day before the exam? And for that, I have a solution for you. I have something called a quick book. I'm just going to update the quick book. Just give me a second. Just a minute, guys. Yes, this is the quick book that I'm just going to convert. Perfect. Alright, Bhumika, Shreya, everyone who's joined in, guys, this is the book that is going to be very, very helpful to revise, especially one day before the exam. Let me introduce you to the book. Guys, this is my quick book. This is based on the 40 marks of GST. There are 10 chapters. Everything which is given in blue are these shortcuts which will help you remember so that you can revise better before the exam. This book is for revision, so I'm hoping you've done GST once, so we are revising. As people, unfortunately, who have not cleared today, don't worry. Revise whenever you revise. I know it's been a while that you've done GST, but you will start remembering things when you revise with me. And at least 3 sums are to be solved in practice, in a fair, by everyone who's doing this. You have to go through the questions from the module as and when they are mentioned in this quick book. Guys, we will also do the same thing. Once we finish a particular chapter, we will go through the module and we will do the questions accordingly. So let's start the first chapter, which is Introduction to GST. Guys, let me know, are we good to start? Please tell me, guys, are we good to go? Yes. Everyone, let's do this. ICAI module. Abhi, I did not get your questions. What about ICAI module? So guys, if you mark a question, please make sure you mark a question well. Yes, ICAI module has questions, and these are reference to the ICAI module questions. So once we finish a chapter, we will go through the ICAI module questions as well. Alright. Guys, just one request, if you ask a question, make sure it's asked well, so that we don't have to waste time discussing the question back and forth. Alright, let's do this, guys. Explain the need for taxes. Is this important from the exam perspective? No, but taxes are needed by the government to pay their bills, their infrastructure, their transport, their government expenses, etc. They need taxes for that. What is the difference between DT and IDT? Is that important from an exam perspective? Absolutely not, but you should know the difference for fundamental levels. Guys, DT is progressive. The more you earn, the more income tax you pay. IDT is regressive. Even a poor man, and even you, and even me, and even Mukesh Ambani, the richest guy, they pay the same GST on a toothpaste. DT has a narrow tax base. In India, only about 3 to 5 crore people pay DT, but IDT has a wider base. Mostly everyone in India pays GST because everyone who consumes pays GST. In DT, the burden is on the person who earns the income. Example, if I earn income, I will pay direct taxes. In IDT, it is on the consumer, and hence GST is called consumption-based taxes. IDT or GST is inflationary because it makes things expensive. Guys, you would have paid on Unacademy a subscription which is lower had there been no GST. but because of GST, unfortunately, you are going to pay a higher price, which you already paid. That is concept of inflationary. This is the concept of DT and IDT. Guys, in CA Inter, DT means only income tax and IDT means only GST. Is it important from the exam perspective? No, but for fundamentals, we need this. Moving ahead. Explain the taxes subsumed by GST. Guys, when GST came about, there were many different taxes which got replaced, and now we have GST. So this could be a good question. The shortcut is the state taxes that have been subsumed by GST. That means the state government had taxes which are now subsumed by GST, which is called VALE. VALE is a shortcut. V is for VAT. E is for entertainment tax. L is for luxury tax. Another L is for lottery tax, and E is for entry tax. So this is VALE. VALE are the state taxes which have now been replaced by GST. So now do we have these taxes? No, we don't have these taxes. We have straight away GST. And what are the centers taxes which are replaced by GST? So this chapter, guys, Introduction to GST, is completely dedicated to my favorite cricketer Sachin Tendulkar, because he does not require any introduction, and that's the shortcut for this chapter. Sachin is the shortcut. So what are the centers taxes subsumed by GST? How do you remember it? You remember the shortcut. Sachin exercised at CST station. Sachin exercised at CST station. Service tax, which was earlier there. Excise duty, which was earlier there on manufacturing. Central sales tax, which was earlier there on sales. And surcharges on these four taxes have now been combined into GST. So all of these are no more. Yes, all of these are no more. Guys, this is a question in your module, which taxes have been subsumed, and I hope you'll be able to answer them well. VALE and Sachin exercise at CST station. Moving ahead, explain the pre-GST difficulties. Guys, before GST, were there problems? Yes. And after GST, were there some good things? Many good things. The answer remains the same. The shortcut is Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. What is the shortcut? Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. These are the problems before GST, and these are the good things about GST. Now, states are very happy. Why are states happy? Because they get an equal amount of tax in terms of GST as GST. Now there are no more different taxes. There is only one tax, that is GST. Now there are no more different taxable events. There is only one event, that is supply. Guys, people who already know some concepts, who've been my students, and if you know these concepts from wherever, whichever class you've gone through, doesn't matter. Guys, please try and recollect, and if you can, the chat box is yours. You can write whatever you want. There's no problem with that. In GST, there is no cascading effect. Cascading effect means tax on tax. There is no tax on tax because you always get a credit of GST. Credits are very difficult. Credits are now very easy. You can easily take credits. And verification is very simple because you don't need to be verified in multiple acts. You have only one GST act to verify. So these were the difficulties before GST, and these are the good parts about GST. Moving ahead. Is there a composition scheme? Yes, there is, but we will discuss the entire scheme when we come to that scheme in a chapter called Charge of GST. So hence I'm not discussing it from here. Was there a need for an amendment? Yes, guys, we had to amend the constitution because of certain articles that we will see ahead, and because we were 101% sure of GST, we called this the 101st Constitutional Amendment Act of 2016. GST was introduced on the 1st of July 2017. There are different types of acts, guys. I hope you know that there is one CGST Act. This is the most important act for your exam, CGST. There is one IGST Act. I is not India GST, it is Integrated GST. There is one UT GST Act. UT basically applies to Union Territories. Which all Union Territories? The shortcut is can DD also levy likewise? Chandigarh, Daman and Diu, Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Andaman and Nicobar Islands, Lakshadweep and Ladakh are the Union Territories that fall under UT GST Act. Manoj, good. There are multiple SGST acts because every state has their own SG act, including Delhi, Puducherry, and now Jammu and Kashmir also have their own SGST act. But guys, for your exam, which is the most important act? CGST. Explain the concept of dual GST adopted by India. Guys, in India, if I am electric bike company Maharashtra and I am supplying the bikes in the same state of Maharashtra, then that is called intra-state supply, and on that CGST and SGST is levied together, and that is the reason it is called dual GST. Guys, is there a lag? No? Perfect. Okay. Next. So what is dual GST? Dual GST is nothing but the power of the center and the states concurrently to levy GST. GST is consumption based tax or destination based tax. Guys, me, Unacademy, we don't pay any GST. Good afternoon, Nikita. Even if we pay GST, we get a credit of that, so we don't pay any GST, but only consumers pay ultimately the GST, hence it's called destination based tax. Guys, GST, this pen is a digital pen, you are writing with a normal pen, so all pens are different and hence they have different GST rates. How do you differentiate goods? Through a code called HSN code, Harmonized System of Nomenclature. And what about services? Services you differentiate through a code called Service Accounting Code. These are basically codes to differentiate between goods and services. Registration we'll do in registration chapter. Returns we'll do in returns chapter. And guys, because you have to interact with the GST portal, there is something called GST Suvidha providers and application service providers. What are these and are these important? No. You should just know that these are interfaces that help you interact better. These are apps, etc. that help you interact better with the GST portal. There is also a GST compensation cess which we have not discussed here in the acts, but there is one more act called GST Compensation Cess Act. All acts were introduced on the same day, guys, 1st July 2017. So financial year 17-18 was the first year. Now, the GST compensation cess is basically a cess to compensate the states in case the states don't get enough collection, in case there is a shortfall in GST collected by the states. For 5 years, this GST compensation cess was created so that we could support the state governments. And how do you create a cess? How do you create this special piggy bank? Through taxing on luxury goods and sin goods. Moving ahead, I joke that GST is Jain. Why do I call that? Because GST will never be applied on alcohol for human consumption. Guys, not today, not in future, never will be applied. Then what is applied on alcohol? Alcohol, there is still excise duty, there is still sales tax, etc. There is no GST, never will be on alcohol for human consumption. But in your sanitizer, there is alcohol for industrial consumption. Will there be GST on that? Yes. Guys, the chat box is yours. Whenever I'm asking you a question, whenever you think about something, you can always use it. So please feel free to use the chat box. No problem at all. The more you interact, the better you will feel involved in the class and the better you'll understand. Guys, 5 products which are all based on crude oil. Example, petrol, diesel, airline, aviation, turbine fuel and natural gas. On these 5 products, right now there is no GST, but can that GST be introduced later on? Yes, the Gst Council can notify it and it can be introduced later on. On tobacco products, because they are very harmful, they are sin goods, there is GST also, as well as there is excise duty and sales tax on this. So it has basically all the taxes. Yes. Now there is a definition of exempt supply which is very important, so you got to understand it well. What is exempt supply? Guys, this is a person, this is a supplier, and exempt includes 3 N's. What are the 3 N's? If he is making some supply which is chargeable to GST at nil rate, if he is making some supply like petrol, diesel, etc., which is non-taxable or not taxable, or if he is making some supply which is basically exempt through a notification. In all these 3 cases, N, nil, non-taxable and through notification, in all these 3 cases, there will be no GST and hence the government will not get anything. Now guys, you all tell me, if the government doesn't get anything, just by the way, a simple question, if the government doesn't get any GST on this supply, will the government give you any credit? No, absolutely right, because it's a give and take relationship. So whenever the supply is exempt, nil, non-taxable, or 3 notification, exempt through notification, then in these 3 cases the government doesn't get any GST, so you will not get any credit. Non-taxable means any petrol, diesel, etc. All that is called non-taxable. We'll see ahead in a schedule 3 what is non-taxable. Intrastate supply is when it's supplied within the same state and there is CGST and SGST on that. And in interstate supply, when Maharashtra is supplying to Gujarat, because the 2 states will fight, the government says, listen, I will solve the problem, so there is IGST on that. Excellent, Manoj, I really appreciate Shreya, Nikita, Abhi, whoever is replying to the questions, great job. What is the GST portal? Guys, GST portal is a portal developed for us to do a lot of things, but you have to remember 5 things. So the question is MARC, MAARC. First is matching, or another M is modification. If you want to modify your registration, like you want to change your address or your name, etc. XA is application. You want to make any application. Next A is analysis. Next R is registration or returns, and last C is computation. For all these 5 things and more things, you have to use the GST portal. You have to remember any 5, and how will you remember the 5? There is a shortcut called MARC, matching or modification, application, analysis, returns, and computation. Next, why did we have to amend the constitution and how did we do that? Very, very important section, guys. In the constitution, there was article. The constitution is divided into articles, and there was an article called 246. If you add up 2, 4 and 6, you will get 12, which you add up will get 3. There were 3 lists: the union list, where the standard government would make laws, the state list, where the state government would make laws, and the concurrent list, where both center and state could make laws, but there was no tax in the concurrent list. And because we wanted to bring tax in the concurrent list, we had to introduce a new article called Article 246A. Main job of 246A article was to give powers to both center and the state to concurrently levy GST on intra-state supply, SGST also, CGST also. Whenever you next time go to a restaurant, guys, and eat, you will see there is 2.5% GST, CGST and SGST, because you are also in the same state and the restaurant is also in the same state. Next, this is Article 246A. The next article is Article 269A. What is 269A, guys? When Maharashtra supplies GST to Gujarat, this is electric by company Maharashtra, and they are making a supply to electric to someone in Gujarat. So on this, this is called interstate supply. There is IGST on this, but IGST goes to the center. But shouldn't one of these states also get some GST? Guys, can you tell me which is the consumption state here which deserves the GST? The consumption state is Gujarat. So hence Gujarat will have to be given GST. How that is given in Article 269A. And last and the most important, the biggest number is Article 279A, which talks about a GST Council. Guys, what is the GST Council? A GST Council is a body which is like the brain of the GST, which is headed by the finance minister like Nirmala Sitharaman right now. It has representatives from the state as well, so that equal representation from both the center and the states. And if anything has to be done, and what can be done in the GST Council? Everything else. Who has to register? Who has to make an application? What are the things that is exempt? What returns to be filed? What rate to apply? Everything that is in GST can be recommended by the GST Council. But whenever they have to vote to pass a decision, they require 75% majority. But so that the center and the states don't hijack it individually, the center is only given 33% majority, that is 1/3, and the state is only given 66.67% majority. So none of them can dominate over the other. They have to join hands and may have to make a pass a decision. Guys, GST Council is not a decision making authority. They only recommend the decision to the government and government then notifies it. Just 1 second. Wapas aana. Thank you. Guys, this is the first chapter. I'm very happy that we have warmed up to the first chapter. Unlike many introduction chapters, guys, this chapter is important. There could just 1 second. क्या हुआ? Guys, now what we will do as a habit, we will go to the module and we will do module questions. So I'm just going to upload the module here. So I will go at the end of this book and I will upload the first module, the first chapter. Guys, we will not go through the module honestly, but what we will do is we will do the questions from the module, because I genuinely feel we are lacking on question solving. So we will do questions from the module and we will try to answer them to the best of our capacities. We could also, what we could do is we could also do the summary sheet. Alright, guys, testing our knowledge on the first chapter. You can participate and tell me whatever you remember. Differentiate between direct taxes and indirect taxes. Guys, which one is progressive? Direct tax or indirect tax? Which one is progressive? Just 1 second, guys. DT is progressive, indirect taxes are regressive. DT is a wider tax base, indirect taxes are wider tax base, direct tax is smaller tax base. Direct tax is not inflationary, indirect taxes are inflationary. Enumerate the major direct and indirect taxes. Major direct tax is income tax and major indirect tax is GST. Explain the salient features of indirect taxes, guys. This Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. This is the salient features of indirect taxes. Write a short note on the various lists provided under the 7th schedule to the Constitution. Guys, there are 3 lists. Can you tell me which are the 3 lists, guys, in the chat box, please? There is the state list, the union list, and the concurrent list. And where was GST going to be put, guys? GST had to be put in the concurrent list, and that is why we had to introduce a new article called Article 246A. Next, discuss the deficiencies in the existing indirect taxes. Guys, was there any problem in the existing tax because of which GST was introduced? Yes, there was a problem. And what was the problem? Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. You should remember any 5. I hope you remember any 5. Discuss the dual GST model as introduced in India. What is dual GST? Dual GST is where both the center and the states have the right to apply GST. Second point, in case of intra-state sale, there is CGST and SGST both, and this is called the dual model of GST, which is in India. List the central and state levies which have been subsumed in GST in India. Guys, can you tell me the state levies first which have been subsumed? Do you remember the shortcut? Vele, perfect. And do you remember the central taxes that have been subsumed by GST? Sachin, exercise at CST station. That is service tax, excise duty, CST, that is central sales tax, and surcharges. Can you tell me the functions of the common portal? Any 5 functions, guys, of the common portal? Please, in the chat box. What are the 5 functions? Mark, good Asma, good Dharani. What are the mark things? Modification or matching, application, analysis, registration or return filing, and computation of taxes. Explain briefly the leviability of GST on petroleum, crude, diesel, aviation turbine fuel, and natural gas. Right now there is no GST, but guys, can it be recommended by the Gst Council and can it be notified by the government later on? Yes. These things which I have not marked are not important. GST is a simplified tax structure. Explain. Yes. Same answer, guys. Sachin's different cars got credited and verified. List the advantages that GST accrues to trade and industry. Same answer again. And list the leviability of GST otherwise on tobacco. Guys, on tobacco, what is the GST? Is there GST? Yes. Is there excise duty? Yes. Is there sales tax? Yes. Why so many tax? Because tobacco is a sin good and hence so many taxes. Alright. Guys, this is the first chapter. I'm just going to go back to my quick book and see if there is any exam question. Sometimes there are exam questions also which I highlight here. No, there is no exam question as of now from the first chapter, but indirectly they do ask exam questions from the first chapter. Alright. Now that we're done with one chapter, guys, as promised and as discussed, we will do one exemption. We will start with this very simple exemption first. I'm adding an exemption. This is the first exemption that we're doing. And I'm just going to keep a note on what all exemptions that we've done. Just 1 second. So this is the first exemption that we're doing. And we will do unincorporated associations. I'll tell you what they are. But right now on the screen is unincorporated association. Unincorporated associations. Perfect. Guys, everyone watch out on the screen. There is an exam question that you will have to answer in this case. There are 3 unincorporated associations. Unincorporated means, guys, Unacademy is a company, incorporated. My CA firm is a partnership firm, incorporated. But there are some associations which are not incorporated. Example, a resident welfare association. If you stay in a big housing society, then all the members come together and they form a society which is also called as a resident welfare association. Guys, all attention on this. Can this resident welfare association be registered? Yes, this may be registered if they cross the threshold. Guys, in the registration chapter, if you remember, there is a threshold of 20 lakh, 10 lakh, etc. If they cross the threshold, will they be registered? Yes. And once if they are registered, if they charge monthly maintenance of up to 7,500, if they charge monthly maintenance of how much, guys? Up to 7,500 per month per flat, then that will be exempt. The government says we don't want to tax up to 7,500 per month per flat. So I'm giving you an example. You tell me if it will be taxed. I own one flat and my maintenance is 5,000 rupees per month. Will I be subject to GST by the Resident Welfare Association? No. But I have 2 flats and my bill comes 12,000 overall for both the flats together. Will I be charged GST? Again, no, because per flat is only 6,000. So you have to see per month per flat. But guys, what if the Resident Welfare Association is not registered only? Why? Because they have not crossed the threshold. If they are not registered, then whenever they raise an invoice, whether it's 7,000 or 17,000, will there be any GST? No. If you don't understand this, let me give you an example. Guys, when you went to your tuition teacher in school, was she giving you private tuitions just like Unacademy? When you guys, please answer, when you went to your tuition teacher in school, was she giving you education services like Unacademy? Yes. But she did not charge you GST. Why? Because she was not registered. Unacademy is registered, so they charge you GST. So for unincorporated association, Resident Welfare Association, how much is the limit? 7,500 per month per flat. Up to that much is exempt. Above that will be taxable, but remember, not per person but per flat. Next. Aryan, welcome to class. We are looking at we finished the first chapter of GST introduction. We are looking at exemption. We are going to squeeze an exemption in the middle. Welcome and join in and have fun and learn the best. Guys, what is a trade union? Sometimes, let's say you are working in a factory and you have certain demands and you have certain apprehensions, questions, demands. So you make a union, all the workers together make a union, and that union needs a small office, that union needs to pay electricity bill, etc., small expenses. So the union collects amounts from the members. These amounts up to 1000 rupees per member per annum will be exempt. So what was the limit for Resident Welfare Association? 7,500. And what is the limit for trade union? It is only 1000 per member, not per month but per annum. And last guys, any other association. Example, let's say I am a CA educator. All CA educators start a CA Educators Association. Can we do that? Yes, we can. All the people who deal in gold, they can start a Gold Traders Association. They can do that. In that case, again, they charge some annual amounts from the members. Those amounts per member, whatever is the amount, will be exempt. So here the limit is 7,500. Here the limit is 1000, and here there is no limit. This is entirely exempt. So all these three have exemption, and that's why we are discussing unincorporated association. Ankit, Aryan, welcome to class. Let's do this. GST is what we are looking at. Alright. Guys, I'm putting up an exam question. Y'all will help me with the exam question. I'm just telling you, this exam question is slightly based on Resident Welfare Association. Over to y'all. I'm just putting up the December paper, which some of y'all actually have given. So I'm just going to put up that paper. 1 minute. Here we go. Guys, this is the December paper which some of you all have already given. I'm just taking you to an exemption there in this case, and you all will answer this exemption. Just 1 second. No, it's not in the December paper, so I think it's in the Jan paper. 1 minute. Yes, here we go, guys. Everyone, exam question in front of you. Please read this, the first paragraph, and please tell me, will there be any GST on this? Everyone, please read and please tell me the answer. Will there be any GST on this? Yes. Why? Because it's more than 7,500 per month per flat. So there will be GST. But guys, is the Resident Welfare Association registered? Yes, they are registered. Will they charge GST? Yes, they will charge GST. Guys, when they charge GST, will the government be happy? Please tell me, when they charge GST, will the government be happy? Yes. So will they get credit for their purchases? When they purchase, guys, on purchase you get credit. PC is the shortcut. Purchase credit, Priyanka Chopra. So will they get credit? Yes, it's a give and take relationship. So if they are paying GST, will they get credit? Yes, they will get credit. We can't look ahead because we've not done ITC chapter, but this is the concept, guys. The rate of GST is 18% on all transactions and are interstate. So on 30 members into 8,000 per month, guys, how much is this value? 30 into 8,000 per month. So 2,40,000. On that, how much will be the GST, guys, on the outward supply? Please tell me. Please use your calculators. The GST rate is 18%. How much will be on intrastate on 2,40,000? 2,40,000 into 9%, 21,600 CGST and 21,600 SGST. I hope that is clear. We haven't done inputs, so we will not discuss that, but I'm just telling you that we are going to relate every concept to questions in this session of our fast track course. Alright, We are done with one chapter, and with that one chapter we're also done. So we're done with that one chapter, and we are also done with the questions on that one chapter. We will just take a 2-minute break here. Every hour we'll just take a 2-minute, or after every chapter we'll take a 2-minute break here. We'll come back and we'll continue on the next chapter, guys. Value of supply. Be with me. Better and better is the only way forward that we are going to go. Thank you, and see you in 2 minutes. Hey Darshit, I'm really sorry that you didn't clear. Okay, so just going to it out. Is it recommended that you give both groups? Yes, highly recommended. Even if you focus on one group, it's okay, but try both the groups. Sometimes it really works wonders. And you've given your exam once, so don't worry. It's just about preparing. BCom exams will happen, and they will not take too much of your time nor your effort. So focus on this. Give both the groups. Any help you need, I'm here right here to help you. Thank you. Alright guys, over to the next chapter, one after the other. The intention is to get better and better with the chapters. The next one is called value of supply, so which is here on the screen. Let me give you a little background about what is value of supply. Guys, GST is ad valorem, that is, it is levied as a percentage on the value, and hence it is very important to determine the value of supply. Guys, if you are wondering what section is value of supply, you and me realize the value of things at what age. We realize it at the age of at 15. So hence section 15 of which act, CGST Act, will tell you about supply. Guys, this is what we have supplied. This is electric bike company, and they have supplied a bike to a consumer for 1 lakh rupees. This is called transaction value. Transaction value is the price that is actually charged or chargeable to the customer for the supply. That is called transaction value. Guys, if generally the bike is priced at 1,50,000, but right now they are giving an offer of 1 lakh rupees, then what is the transaction value? 1 lakh, not 1,50,000. Is section needed to write in the exam? Yes, that's the reason I give you shortcuts to remember. But trust me, GST sections are not very difficult to remember. There are hardly any sections and you will be able to understand them well. So if generally the price is 1,50,000, but right now they are running an offer and they are giving you the bike for 1 lakh, then 1 lakh is called the transaction value, and that is your first section, which is transaction value. Again, what is transaction value? It is a price that is charged or chargeable for the supply, is called transaction value. And when can you take it? You can take this transaction value only when two conditions are satisfied. Guys, be with me. What are the two conditions that have to be satisfied? First, the buyer and seller should not be related. That means electric bike company and the consumer should not be related, and price should be the sole consideration. Let me explain both these terms. Electric bike company and consumer should not be related, which is simple to understand. I'll tell you what is the definition of related person. And what is price should be the sole consideration. That means when the consumer has come to buy the bike, he's not giving an exchange of an old bike. He's not giving some barter that I will do your accounting services, you give me a bike. No, he's paying a price, and that is the only consideration, and that is called price is the sole consideration. Now, what are related? So there is a definition of related person which is very, very important, guys. What is this definition of related persons? Everyone on the screen, what is the definition of related persons? Because the definition is long and has a list, I have a shortcut. Related persons definition is: a family can cope 25%. That's the definition. Here we go. A family can cope 25% is the definition of related persons. Let's see what is this. A means agent. If you're an electric bike company and you have an agent to sell your bikes, that agent is a related person. Family members. Who are family members, guys? Family members means self, spouse and children. Always very, very important, guys. What is family? Family is self, spouse and children always. And parents, grandparents and siblings only if they are wholly dependent on you. I repeat, yourself, your spouse and your children are always, whether independent, whether dependent, does not matter, always they are going to be your family. But your parents, your grandparents and your siblings, that is brothers and sisters, only real siblings, will be family only if they are dependent on you. Next, C is someone who exercises control over you. This C is someone who you exercise control over. O is officers or partners of the or directors of the company. P is partners of a business or a partnership firm. E is employer employees, and 25% means if any person holds 25% or more in the equity share capital of two entities, then those two entities will be considered as related persons. So let's repeat the definition, guys. What is the definition of related persons? The definition of related persons is a family can cope 25%. Guys, please tell me in the chat box what is A. Very important definition. What is A? Agent. What is F? F is family. Guys, are your children always your family? Yes, but are your brothers and sisters always your family? No, brothers and sisters, parents, grandparents only if they are dependent on you. This C is control. This C is control. What is O? Please tell me in the chat box what is O. Officers. P is partners, employer and employee, and 25% or more common shareholding in two companies, and those two companies are related persons. You should not be related. Only then, and price should be the sole consideration, only then, both the conditions have to be there, yes, only then you will take the transaction value. But what if one of the condition is not fulfilled? Then we will see the value at CA final. This is called transaction value. This is section 15.1. This is called transaction value. Now that you've taken 1 lakh as the transaction value, you can add 5 things to it. Guys, why are 5 things being added? Under section 15.2, you can add 5 things. Why are 5 things being added? Because I told you the higher the value, the higher the GST. The government wants higher GST. So there are 5 things you will add, and for that there is a shortcut. Please check the shortcut here. The 5 things you will add is tax these items in supply. This is the shortcut. Tax these items in supply are the 5 things that you will add. Let's see, why is the government saying to add these 5 items? Because in each of these 5 items, electric bike company gets a benefit. The government says, listen, if you benefit, then why shouldn't we also benefit? If you are going to benefit, why shouldn't we also benefit? So if you get some tax, except GST and except TCS. If you collect any tax, example, let's say you collect 10,000 rupees of green tax, then that 10,000 will be added, yes. So that is tax except GST and except TCS. If there is a third party, example, there is a painter who has painted this bike and you are supposed to pay him, but instead the consumer or the recipient pays him, is it benefiting you? Yes, guys. If I have to pay my credit card bill and you pay my credit card bill, will I benefit? Yes. So the government says these third party payments which the recipient has done, this will also be added. So let's say the recipient paid 9,000 to a painter, that will also be added. Next, any incidental charges. Incidental charges means if electric bike company is charging for delivery, or if they are charging for packing the goods, testing the goods, weighing the goods, commission, whatever incidental, welcome Harish to class, any other charges, incidental charges could be anything, guys, delivery, packing, charging, decorating, weighing, testing, any, but it should be charged. That means the recipient should be paying some money, then it will be added. Yes, these are incidental expenses. Guys, I am giving you an example. You tell me will it be added or not. Electric bike company charged 8,000 rupees for delivery. Will it be added? Will 8,000 be added? Yes. But electric bike company delivered the item for free, but they incurred 800 rupees as a cost. Will anything be added? No, because only if you are going to charge money, whether it's paid or going to pay later, no, doesn't matter. But if you are going to charge money, are you going to benefit? Only then it will be added. So if you are going to charge some money, paid today or in future, if you are going to charge some money, then it will be added, otherwise it will not be added. Next, interest. Guys, if electric bike company, I'm just going to clear this, if electric bike company tells the recipient that, listen, you need to pay me within 2 months. If you don't pay me within 2 months, you will have to pay me interest or late fee or penalty. Will electric bike company benefit from this interest, penalty or late fee? Yes. If they benefit from this interest, etc., the government says we want to add that to our GST also, because if you are benefiting, why shouldn't we benefit? But here, guys, there's a small catch. Guys, once I am registered in the GST, please tell me, when I provide CA services, will I charge GST to my customers? I am a CA, I am registered. When I supply CA services to my customers, will I charge GST? Yes. And when I supply education services to Unacademy, will I charge GST? Yes. Once you are registered, whatever you supply, there is GST on that. And thus, guys, once electric bike company is registered, even on the interest, late fee and penalty, there will be GST. So if the exam question says that GST has been paid, or sorry, interest has been paid of 7,000, this already includes GST, let's say of 18%. So if this was 100, this is 118. So if 7,000 is 118, what is 100? That you have to do a cross multiplication. I repeat, guys, when this 7,000 is being paid, this 7,000 includes GST, so we have to remove GST. Why? Because you're calculating value of supply for GST purposes, and hence when the amount is 100, you charge 118. and if you charge 7,000, what is 100? Can someone do the cross multiplication? So you will not add 7,000, you will add 5932. So basically you add only the net amount. Good. So tax these items in supply. And last, guys, besides 1 lakh being received from you, they are getting a subsidy from some foundation. If they get a subsidy, let's say 5,000 rupees, have they minus the subsidy already? Think about it, guys. The question can be worded very differently. We'll come to the wording in some time. But let's see first what happens in case of subsidy. In case of subsidy, is Electric by company getting some money? Are they benefiting? Yes. So if they are benefiting, the government says, even I want to add this to my GST. So even 6,000 will be added to the value of supply, except government subsidy. No government subsidy, except government subsidy, every subsidy has to be added. Now guys, what if in the exam they give you 1 lakh rupees is a transaction value? After considering or after minusing subsidy, will you add the subsidy? Yes. But what if they give you 1,05,000 and they say subsidy has not been minused yet? Will you add again 5,000? No, you will not. Guys, I'll give you a shortcut how to remember this. Does the government want to charge GST on 1 lakh also and 5,000 also? Yes. Hence, if they say it's after considering, you add it. And if it's already added, you don't do anything. So that is the concept of subsidy, except government subsidy. So guys, what are the 5 things that you add under section 15(2)? A, B, C, D, E. These are all A, B, C, D, E. A, B, C, D, E. Tax these items in supply. Guys, when you add tax, which tax will you not add? Please tell me in the chat box. Which tax will you not add? No GST, no TCS. Third party payments, incidental payments only if you charge them, interest only on the net amount, and subsidy. Aruna, welcome to class. Subsidy you will add, but only the net subsidy, only government other than government subsidy you will add. That is section 15(2). Guys, so you've added 5 things. Now, can I at least minus something? Let's see what you can minus. Electric by company is running a discount. They are saying that if you buy a bike in this last week of February, they will give you a discount of 10,000 rupees. So will Electric by company get that 10,000 rupees? No, they are only going to get 90,000. If they are only going to get 90,000, how can the government charge GST on 1 lakh? So this discount can be minused. Yes, this is called invoice discount. Invoice discount can be minused. But guys, there are other discounts also which can be minused. Let me tell you which is the second discount which can be minused. That is called tick discount. What is tick discount? If Electric by company tells you that, listen, I cannot give you a discount right now, but if you buy the second bike, I will give you a discount on both the bikes. Has he told you the terms in advance? Yes. When you buy the second bike for 1 lakh, will he minus 10,000 for the first bike and also 10,000 for the second bike? Yes. So invoice wise discount has to be given. And now what is the value of both the bikes, guys? 90,000. What is the value of both the bikes? Both the bikes value is 90,000. In that case, did you take credit on the entire 1 lakh GST? Yes. On 1 lakh, let's say there was 18,000 GST. Now on 90,000, the GST will reduce. 16,200 it becomes. So the extra 1800 GST you have to reverse, the extra credit you have to reverse. What are the 3 conditions? First, the terms have to be told to you in advance. Have they told the terms to you in advance? Yes. The discount has to be given invoice wise. And what is C, guys? The credit, if any, which is extra, has to be reversed. This is called tick discount. Will you minus the tick discount? Yes, we will minus the tick discount and we will minus invoice discount. So that is what you will minus, and then the final amount will be called value of supply. Abhi, let me explain credit again to you. Abhi, please tell me, if this consumer is Zomato, can they take credit of the GST of 18,000 on the bike? Let's say it's not a bike, let's say it's a laptop. So for Manoj and Abhi, I'm explaining the discount. The invoice discount is very simple. I'm explaining the tick discount. So Manoj and Abhi, imagine this is Zomato, and imagine they bought a laptop on which they were charged 18,000 GST. Can they take a credit of 18,000? Yes. So they have taken a credit of 18,000. Now, is the value of the laptop being reduced when you buy the second laptop? Yes. So the first laptop is also now 90,000. The second laptop is also now 90,000. Why? Because they've given you a discount of 10,000 on the purchase of second laptop for both the laptops. So you have taken 18,000 credit on both the laptops. But now guys, what is the value? Is it 1 lakh or is it 90,000? What is the value of the supply? 90. On 90, 18% if you calculate, it is 16,200, 16,200. That is the GST. So please tell me, have you taken a higher credit? Have you taken more credit? Yes. So you will have to reverse that extra credit because you don't deserve it. Now that the price has reduced, your GST is also reduced, your credit also has to be reduced. So you have to reduce or reverse the credit. That is called tick discount. C is credit that is reversed. If there's any excess credit, you'll have to reverse it. But guys, what if this is not Zomato? Guys, what if this is Manoj? Can Manoj take credit of 18,000? Manoj is a student, he cannot take credit. So will he have to reverse the credit? No, he will not. So only if you take credit, you will have to reverse it. I hope that is clear, guys. I hope that is clear. Perfect. Guys, this is section 15.1, 15.2 and 15.3. Just recapping it once again. What is 15.1? Transaction value. What are the two conditions, guys, when you can take the transaction value? Please tell me in the chat box. The buyer and seller should not be related and price should be the sole consideration. What is 15.2? 15.2 is 5 items that you need to add. Tax these items in supply. Guys, what is 15.3 is the discount. There are two kinds of discount. One is invoice wise discount, and the second, guys, shortcut is tick discount. Absolutely right, tick discount. And guys, what is the definition of related persons? Can you tell me in the chat box? What is the definition of related persons? A family can cope how much percent? 25%. Perfect. Good job. Guys, now moving ahead to the questions. I'm just going to upload the value of supply module. So can you please let me know the timings? Dharani, the timings are from 2:30 to 9. So from 2:30 to 5:30, we will do one session. We'll take a half an hour break. And then from 6 to 9, we'll do the second session. But don't worry, all these sessions are also recorded and they will be also uploaded on my YouTube channel, as well as they are recorded here as well. Perfect. Guys, this is the value of supply chapter. Straight away moving to questions. Alright. Guys, discussing the first question, are post-supply discounts eligible for deduction from the value of supply? Please tell me the answer with the section. Can you minus post-supply discounts? Post-supply discounts can mean secondary discount, etc. Can you minus those discounts? Yes, you can minus. Guys, don't worry, just answer. There is no wrong or right. Yes, you can answer minus under section 15.3, but there are three conditions, guys. Do you remember the three conditions? Tick. Perfect. Guys, the third question is here on the screen. Please read this. I'll be back in just 1 minute and then we will continue. Here you have to tell me what is the transaction value first, and you have to tell me what do I have to add under section 15.2. What do I need to add? Over to you all. Transaction value, determine the value of supply. So what do I need to add? Both these amounts you have to tell me. Over to you all, please. Alright, guys, this one is Sharp Minds Institute, where the institute has received 3 lakh rupees from coaching fees, so that is transaction value. Guys, they have got a subsidy of 10,000 rupees in lump sum during the month, as it is serving the cause of underprivileged children. Guys, good. I wanted to discuss this concept from a question. Guys, is the subsidy linked to the supply? Is the subsidy linked to the supply? No, it is not linked, guys. It's given. Linked means what? For every student that you enroll, you will get 10,000 rupees subsidy. No, overall, guys, it's given lump sum, as it is serving the cause of underprivileged children. Hence, you will not add this 10,000. So the value of supply is still 3 lakh rupees. I did not want to tell you that ahead. I wanted to explain this concept through a sum. I hope this is clear. The subsidy should be linked to the value of supply. Next, guys, please read this and let's discuss only and only till here. Please tell me the transaction value first and if there is something you will add. Transaction value is 2 lakh, absolutely right. And is there anything you will add? No, excellent. Why? Because guys, delivery is free up to 20 kilometers and Leena Kapoor stays up till 18 kilometers, so you will add nothing. Go to this line, guys. What if Leena Kapoor stayed 50 kilometers away? Will you charge something then? Yes, how much would you charge? 10 rupees into 30 kilometers, that is 300 will be added in that case. Absolutely right, guys, good answer. Fifth one, there is AKJ Foods, that is a supplier, gets an order for processed food from a customer. The customer wants the consignment tested for gluten. Guys, is testing charges to be added to the transaction value? AKJ Foods argues that such testing fees should not form part of the consideration. What do you think? Should it be added? No means it should be added. Is the company's argument correct? Absolutely right. The company's argument is not correct because it should be added as per section 15(2)(c). Next, guys, please read this. You will tell me the transaction value and you will tell me what is to be added. Over to you all, please.
Underrated websites, part 1.
Guys, will it be added here in this case? What is the transaction value for the low income group students? How much are you charging them? You're charging 3 lakh, absolutely right. And guys, who is giving a subsidy? A philanthropic institution is giving a subsidy. How much is a subsidy, guys? 2 lakh rupees is a subsidy. How do I know this? Because normal students are charged 5 lakh, low income group of students are 3 lakh, and per student they are giving a subsidy of 2 lakh. So is this linked? Yes. So what is the value of supply? 5 lakh. Guys, I'll tell you how to identify this. Please tell me, this private management institution, are they getting 3 lakhs from the student? Please tell me, are they getting 3 lakhs from the student? Yes. And are they getting 2 lakh from the subsidy? So the government wants to tax on both and hence it has to be added. And again here it is linked and hence it will be added. Mesda Banners is an advertising firm. Where is per student? Of course it is per student. The fee charged is reduced by 2 lakhs as compared to 5 lakhs. This indirectly tells you that every student, per student, they've got a subsidy of 2 lakhs. Alright. Guys, Mesda Banners, advertising firm, gives its customers an interest-free credit period of 30 days. A customer pays after 32 days. Guys, will there be any interest if paid after 30 days? Yes. But Mesda Banners waived the interest. Will it be added? Will the interest be added if it's waived off? No, it will not be added. Why? Because if you don't benefit, the government doesn't want to benefit. Alright. Guys, very good question. 8th one. Please tell me, this discount which you see, is it tick discount and can I minus it? Over to you all, please, the 8th question. Is this tick discount and can I minus it? Excellent answer. Guys, when the goods are remaining unsold, that time they're offering a discount. Were the terms agreed in advance? No, the terms were not agreed in advance, and hence this is not tick discount, and hence you cannot minus it. Alright. Guys, please read this and please tell me who is the supplier and what is the transaction value. Ninth question. Who is the supplier and what is the transaction value? Red Pepper Limited is the supplier and the transaction value is 15 lakh for an interstate supply. Perfect. So I'm just starting with that, guys. This is the transaction value of 15 lakh. Please read, and as and when you read, you tell me, guys, whether should I add or minus. First one is subsidy. Should I add it? No. Why? Because government subsidy. Next, please read and tell me, should I add the third one, which is received from an NGO? And have they already minused it? Let's read. The list price of the goods is net of the two subsidies. Guys, have they minus both the subsidies? Yes. So which one will I add? Which one does the government want GST on? Only 50,000. So I'm adding only 50,000. Should I add this? No. Next, guys, fourth one, tax. Should I add? Yes. Should I add packing charges? And please read late fee, guys. Should I add the late fee? And if I want to add, how much should I add? Please tell me. Guys, interest, late fee, penalty. Do I have to add the net amount? Yes. If 100 is the amount, you are charging 118. So 118 is 6,000. So what is the net amount, guys? Can you calculate and tell me how much to add? 5084. Absolutely right. Asma, you have to add the net amount on interest, late fee, penalty. Why? Because once you are registered, whatever you supply, there will be GST, and the late fee is the entire 6,000 which is paid. The recipient has agreed to pay 6,000 in lump sum and no additional amount. That means GST is included in this 6,000. Alright. Guys, please read this and please tell me who is the supplier and what is the transaction value. FlowPro is a supplier and what is the transaction value? 25,000, which excludes the taxes and other charges mentioned in 2 and 3. So I'm starting with 25,000. Please tell me, should I add third party inspection charges? Yes. Why? Because, guys, you've done inspection and you were supposed to pay and the recipient is paying, so this has to be added. Next, please tell me freight charges should I add? Very, very interesting question, guys. Please tell me, will I add it? Guys, the supplier has agreed to deliver the goods where? Please tell me, the supplier has agreed to deliver the goods where? To the recipient's premises. But I'm just changing it. What if FlowPro had agreed to deliver the goods at their own factory? Then, guys, will you add this to the supply? No, then you will not add this to the supply. Guys, supply basically includes everything or incidental charges till they are delivered. If you're supposed to deliver it only to your factory, then you will not add freight. Then the government doesn't want GST on this. No, they will charge the goods transport agency. Alright. Please tell me, so this one I'm adding. Yes, right now I'm adding this. So 2000 will I add? Yes, I will add 2000 right now. Next, guys, subsidy. Should I minus a subsidy? It's on the state government, so no impact. And discount of 2%, can I minus the discount? Yes. The discount is on the first price, list price, so you'll minus 2%. Note the price of the machine is net of the subsidy received. You've already minused it. So should I add it? No, don't add it because the government doesn't want GST on government subsidy. Alright, over to you all, guys. Please read this. Please tell me who's the supplier and what is the transaction value. Krish K Private Limited is the supplier. What is the transaction value? 1 lakh is the transaction value. Guys, please tell me, municipal tax should I add? Yes. Inspection charges should I add? Yes. Subsidy from Shri Ram Trust, is it directly linked? Should I add? Yes. Late fees should I add, which is inclusive of GST? How much should I add, guys? Please tell me, how much should I add? $847, excellent. And payment charges, should I add third party payments? Yes. 2000 I will add, yes. Perfect. Guys, next, please tell me the supplier's name and please tell me transaction value. Kohli Limited, and please tell me transaction value 5,50,000. Will I add Giza paid directly to the supplier? Should I add this? Yes. Payment to the third party. Next, installation and testing charges, should I add? Yes. 25,000. Discount, can I minus, guys? Recorded in the invoice? Yes. And last discount, guys, please tell me, is this tick discount? Excellent, it's not tick because it's given just like that in the end. So this is not tick discount. So this I can minus, this I will ignore. Perfect. Guys, we've done every question from the module. When we look at exam papers, we will see more questions. Guys, this is not tick discount. Please read. Kohli provides additional discount at 1% at the year end based on additional purchases. So it was not discussed at all. It was straight away given at the year end. There is no mention of anything being discussed at the time of original supply. Perfect. Guys, this is one more chapter down. This is value of supply. Very happy to conclude this both from the module as well as from the quick book. We've completed this. My idea, guys, is to finish the chapters in 2 days so that the next 2 days we can only and only focus on sums. I want to do MCQ booklet, as many sums as possible, and I want to do as many sums as possible so that we get better on the sum solving part. Alright. Guys, we are going to go to the next chapter, which is called supply under GST. But again, in between every chapter, we will take like 2-5 minutes of break so that we are also constantly taking a small break before entering the next chapter. 5 minutes away and then we'll be back. Thank you. Let's continue in 5. So Trisha, I'm so sorry to hear this, but don't worry. Just pick yourself up, carry yourself up, take a day or two, and let's get back. I'm doing a fast track course right now on tax. I think this should be a good revision for tax. Even if you've not subscribed to Unacademy, I am recording that and I will be uploading that on YouTube. So you can just watch my YouTube channel and you will find the entire fast track course there for May and November 22 students. So you can watch that. It's basically over 50 hours, so I think you can easily complete it in 5 days. Just watch it, and with that you will revise the entire tax. And try and give both the groups. Don't fall for just one group that trap, because both the groups really help. Yeah, and focus your strategy now to exam questions. Do your RTPs, MTPs, module questions, not the entire module. The questions are very important. That should be the strategy now.
If you search
Alright, I'm back. Guys, I hope everyone's okay. Especially the one who's slightly tense today, slightly disappointed today, guys. Just want to reassure you that things will look better. You're just one result away from that coveted CA finalist tag. So don't worry. It's just a bad day. It's not a bad career option. So be at it and let's do this well. Akshay, welcome back or welcome to class. We are at GST. We are looking at the third chapter. Guys, again, the intention of this third chapter will be to get better. We will look the module questions as well on this chapter. Everyone, can we start, guys? Can we start? Please tell me if we can start. Thumbs up for starting off. Yes, perfect. Alright. Guys, please tell me, if you had not taken commerce, would you be doing CA? If you had not taken commerce, would you be doing CA? No. Same way, guys, if there is no supply, there would be no GST. So basically, supply is the only taxable event in GST. Oh, you're a science student. I'm so happy. My example doesn't work here, but generally, if you've taken commerce, then you would do CA. But Nandish, I'm so happy. I'm teaching a science student who's doing CA. All right. Coming back. So in this supply chapter, we have to figure out whether there is supply, and if there is a supply, guys, this is electric bike company. If there is a supply, is there going to be GST? If there is supply, will there be GST? Yes. And if there is GST, will the government be happy? Will the government be smiling? Can you imagine them smiling? Yes. Alright. But first, before we get there, let's define what are goods. Guys, goods are everything except IMS. What is IMS? Immovable property are not goods. So please tell me, guys, when you sell your house, or when you sell your office, or when you sell your land, is there any GST on that? No. But when you lease it, when you rent it, is there GST on that? Yes. When you take a loan, is there GST on money? No. Is there GST on shares? No. But processing charges, brokerage, is there GST on that? Yes. Now, guys, everything besides that is goods. Is this pen goods? Is this t-shirt good? Is this mic good? Is this watch goods? Everything else is goods. Yes, everything else is goods. Guys, what about a tree which is immovable? Is that a good? No. But what if the tree is cut or agreed to be cut and then sold? Is that timber? Is that goods? Yes. That is the definition of goods. And what is services? Services, everything except GIMS. So anything which is not goods, not immovable, not money, not securities is services. What is business, guys? Unacademy, unfortunately, Unacademy teaching you or me teaching you, is this business? Yes. You buying a bike from electric bike company, is that business? Yes. Even a clubhouse providing services to its members, even that is business. Yes. What are the different types of supply? Guys, this is electric bike company. Very, very interesting. Can their supply be exempt supply, guys? Can their supply be exempt supply? Yes. Can their supply be taxable supply? And sometimes, guys, okay, so first let's do one supply. First, let's do exempt supply. Guys, on exempt supply, let's do it separately here. Everyone participate, very important concept. This is electric bike company. On exempt supply, will there be any GST? No. So is the government happy? No. So will they give you credit? No. Next. On personal supply. Personal supply means you've supplied to yourself only. Is there any GST? No. So is the government happy? No. So will you get any credit? No. Next. On taxable supply, is the government very happy? Is there GST? Yes. So will the government give you credit? Absolutely yes. Guys, the next supply is slightly tricky, please understand, but it's more useful at CA final, but you still understand it. If electric bike company does some export supply, there is no GST on export supply, which we will see at CA final. I'm just telling you, on export supply there is no GST, but still, is the government happy with exports, guys? Yes. Why? Because you get foreign exchange and you make India's goods popular abroad. So hence the government is happy. So will they give you a credit of GST? Yes. And if you can't use the credit because you don't have any GST payable, so how will you use the credit? So will they give you a refund also? Yes. So let's say you have paid 16,000 rupees GST. Will they give you a refund? Yes. So how much GST have you paid on the outward supply? 0. On the inward supply? 0. So this kind of supply is called zero rated supply. I repeat, Exempt you understand, personal you understand, taxable you understand. But why is this called zero rated supply? Because please tell me, on the outward supply was there any GST? No. And on the inward supply there was GST, but did you get a credit or a refund? Yes. So overall there is zero GST, and hence it's called zero rated supply. These are the different types of supply: taxable, exempt, zero rated, personal. Guys, an electric bike company and you, who is the supplier? Please tell me, between electric bike company and you, who is the supplier? The supplier is the one who supplies, so this is electric bike company, he is the supplier. And who is the recipient? The recipient is not someone who receives, the recipient is someone who pays. The recipient is someone who pays the money. But what if there is no payment? What if it's free? Then the person who receives the goods. So I repeat, recipient is the one who pays the money, and if there is no payment involved, then the person who actually gets the goods. Supply is the only taxable event, you know guys. If there is no supply, there is no GST. Okay. Guys, this is electric bike company Maharashtra. They have an electric bike company in Gujarat. Will both of them require separate registration? Assuming they've crossed the threshold and all, will both require separate registration? Yes. Guys, in GST, registration is state-wise. But are both under the same PAN, guys? Are both under the same PAN number? Yes, the PAN number is electric bike company's PAN number. But because in GST we need state-wide registration, there are two different registrations. Guys, these two people are called deemed distinct persons. Are they different persons? No guys, they are the same person. But are they deemed distinct for GST purposes? Yes, they are called deemed distinct persons. From today onwards, we'll call it DDPs, deemed distinct persons. Whatever you pay is consideration. Guys, electric bike company is selling you a bike for 1 lakh rupees. Is there consideration? Yes. What are you getting? Bike. What are they getting? 1 lakh rupees. What if you give gold instead of money? Is that consideration? Yes. But guys, what if you donate 1 lakh to your charity? Is there consideration in that? No. What if you donate 1 lakh to a charity and you tell them that, listen, write my company's name, donated by Reliance Industries Limited? Is that consideration? Yes. So what is consideration? Consideration is a quid pro quo. Quid pro quo means you do something for them, they do something back for you. Guys, Unacademy teaching you or me teaching you, is this a consideration? Yes, you have paid them, so there's a quid pro quo. Alright. Guys, when you pay rent for your house, is there consideration for the house? Yes. But when you give a deposit which is refundable, is that consideration? No, because that is going to come back to you, and instead that is not consideration. So deposit is not consideration. Now guys, what is actionable claim? If you have given me 1 lakh rupees which I am supposed to pay you in 1 month, if I don't pay you in 1 month, can you demand it from me? That is called your claim which you are actioning out. If you win a lottery, will you action it out? Yes. So unsecured loans, lottery, betting, gambling are all actionable claims. If you win, or if you want to demand, you have to demand it. Guys, are actionable claims goods? Yes or no? Are actionable claims goods? Yes. Because goods includes everything except IMS. So are actionable claims goods? Yes. But only 3 actionable claims are subject to GST: lottery, betting, gambling. So are actionable claims goods? If the question comes, the answer is yes. But which of these are subject to GST, guys? Only lottery, only betting, and only gambling. On this there is GST. Yes, on this there is GST. Guys, what if I have given you my house and I have taken a loan? Then that is secured debt. Is that an actionable claim? No. Good answer. Why not, guys? Because if you want money from me, you will not ask me. If I don't pay you, you can always sell the house. So hence that is not an actionable claim. Good job. Taxable territory is basically India. Now guys, we are at the sections of supply. Very, very important, the sections of supply. Guys, supply is section 7. And section 7(1)(a) says that there will be supply only if two conditions are met. So I have a shortcut, A is equal to B plus C. 7(1)(a) says for a supply to happen there should be two things. So A is equal to B plus C. What is B? It should be in the course of business. And what is C? There should be consideration. Let me give you an example, guys. Unacademy giving you services. Is this supply? Is there a business purpose? Yes. And is there consideration? Yes. But guys, you watching a free YouTube video, is that a supply? No, because there is no consideration. Guys, electric bike company selling a bike, is that supply? Is there for a purpose of business? Yes. And is there consideration? Yes. But you selling your old bike on OLX, is that a supply? Is it for business purpose? No. There is consideration, but there is no business purpose. So both should be there. Yes, only then it will be supply. So please tell me the shortcut in the chat box. What is the first supply shortcut? A is equal to B plus C. Now guys, electric bike company is doing two things. They are selling a bike and they are also renting a bike. Please tell me, are both these supplies? Are both for the purpose of business? Yes. And both have a consideration? Yes. But here, how do we know which is supply of goods or which is supply of services? But honestly, the supply difference is not important. But still, you should know that between goods and between services, how do you know which is goods or which is services? You have to only check one thing, which is called title. You have to check what is title. If the title is getting transferred today or it will get transferred in the future, then it is goods. Example, guys, when you sell the bike, is the title going to be transferred today? And if it is sold on EMI basis, will it be transferred, let's say, after 1 year? Yes. So this is supply of goods. Why? Because title is getting transferred. But in case of renting, guys, is possession getting transferred? Yes. But is title getting transferred? When you book an Uber, do you own the Uber? No. Virendra, welcome to class. When you rent out a bike, guys, it is supply of services. Why? Because title is not getting transferred. So you should be able to identify what is supply of goods and what is supply of services. And who tells you that? That is told by a schedule called Schedule 2. How do you remember this? Guys, Schedule 2 tells you whether it is supply of goods or services, because two things, goods or services. So let's recap. What is section 7(1)(a)? 7(1)(a) is A is equal to B plus C. And once you know it is supply, how do we know it's goods or services? Which section or which schedule tells us? Schedule 2. Okay. But guys, I have some specific services. You tell me what will it be. This is McDonald's and you've gone there to have dinner. What kind of supply is it? Is it supply of goods or is it supply of services? A restaurant is always supply of services. That's an exception. Yes. A restaurant is always supply of services. This is IKEA and they sell furniture and you bought some furniture from IKEA. Is this supply of goods or supply of service? Supply of goods. Yes. But guys, this is your carpenter and you have told him that, listen, I want a bench to study and I want it in wood and I want it white in color. Guys, is this a works contract? Yes, it is called a works contract. Works contract means you give the material also, major material, and you give the specifications also. Is this supply of goods or supply of services? This is supply of services. And last, guys, there's a building which is being constructed. If you go and buy under construction building or under construction flat, that is called construction services. Is there GST on that? Yes, it is called supply of services and there is GST on that. But guys, once that building gets an occupation certificate or a completion certificate, then it becomes immovable property. After that, is that supply of goods or supply of services? It is nothing because it's immovable property. So there is no goods, there is no service, it is immovable property. It is a trick question. Lots of you all have not understood the trick. I hope you understood it now. Yes. So guys, restaurant, just again repeating, what is restaurant? It is supply of services. What is works contract? Supply of services. And what is construction services? Supply of services. But once you get the occupation certificate or completion certificate, after that, what does it become? After that, it becomes immovable property. So there is no goods, there is no service. These are the exceptions of Schedule 2. Are we okay with Schedule 2, guys? Alright. I am giving you two examples. You tell me whether there is supply. You have sent some goods to an exhibition. You have sent some goods to an exhibition. Is this supply? No. Why? Because guys, it is B, but you don't know what is C because no one has bought it yet. Once you know who's bought it, will it be supply then? Yes. And next, you have donated some money to a temple. Is that supply? What if they write donated with best wishes from Nandish? Just the name. Then also it is not supply, guys. But what if they write donated with best wishes Nandish Private Limited, suppliers of furniture? Yes, then it is consideration, then it is supply. Alright. Moving to the next one. This one is Schedule 2. Whether it is goods or services depends upon title transfer. Next, guys, here we go. This is electric bike company and they are getting architect services from abroad. Bahar se services. This is an architect abroad. But why did they go abroad? Because please tell me, when the architect charges 10 lakh rupees from abroad, will there be any GST? No, because he is abroad, there is no GST in that case. So please tell me, will the government lose out in this case on GST? Because if this was an architect in India, would there be GST? Yes. So the government loses out when you get Bahar se services. Bahar se means from outside. So the government says in this case, we will tackle it under section 7(1)(b). B is Bahar se services. And here, whether it is for B or not for B doesn't matter, guys, because B is here. Whether B is here or not, that doesn't matter. But C should be there. That means consideration should be there. That is a shortcut for the next supply section. 7(1)(b) is Bahar se services. And whether these services are for office purpose or personal purpose, does it matter, guys? No, it doesn't matter as long as there is consideration. Guys, what is the consideration here? 10 lakhs. Whether it's for your house renovation or your office renovation, doesn't matter. Will it be supply? Yes. Do you see the government smiling? Yes. But please tell me here, who is the supplier, guys, here? Who is the supplier? Architect. Who is the recipient? Electric bike company. There is supply, there is GST, but who will pay the GST in this case, guys? We will not tell the architect to pay GST, he is abroad, so the recipient will pay GST. This, guys, is what is RCM. This RCM is see at CA final, but I'm just telling you this is what is RCM. electric bike company will pay it in India because they are in India. This is 7(1)(b), Bahar se services. Whether it is there for business purpose or not doesn't matter, as long as there is C, this will be supply, and the moment there is supply, the government is happy. You can see it smiling in the background. Let's move to the last one. Guys, this is electric bike company. Please tell me, when they buy the battery, when they buy a battery, can they take credit of 16,000 GST on the battery? Yes, because they are not consumers, so they have taken credit. Have they taken credit? Yes, they have taken credit. Now the bike is ready. Is the government expecting the bike to be sold? Yes. On that, will there be GST which is paid to the government? Yes. But unfortunately, the owner's son took that bike away for free. He took it as his birthday gift. Will there be any GST on a free gift, guys? No. But the government gets very upset here because here they've already taken the credit. So the government says a very simple thing, that this is supply without consideration. Guys, please tell me, in this supply, is there any consideration? No. Because there is no consideration, what the government says, they have incorporated a section called section 7(1)(c). What is 7(1)(c)? 7(1)(c) is when there is no C. No, you will not reverse ITC, because abhi, imagine if you are manufacturing lakhs of bikes. How will you know on 1 screw, on 1 battery, on 1 tire how much GST is there? So you will not reverse it. That is wrong. So listen to what I am saying. This one, please try and understand. This is the right one. Your idea is right, but it's very difficult to reverse it individually. Okay. So please tell me again, guys, is there any consideration on the supply? Abhi, is there any consideration on the supply? No. So in that case, which section will you look at? 7(1)(c). You will take 7(1)(c) when there is no C. But guys, do you need something on the right hand side? Yes, it should be for business purpose. So that's the shortcut again, guys. 7(1)(c), when will you use 7(1)(c)? When there is no C, when there is no consideration, but it should be for the purpose of business. Now, they have linked this. Guys, did you get even 1 rupee in this case? Please tell me, did you get even 1 rupee in this case? No. So there is a schedule called Schedule 1. That's how you link it, guys. Schedule 2 was between goods and services, and Schedule 1 is when you don't even get 1 rupee for it. We'll see what if it's personal purpose, don't worry. In Schedule 1, they have given four transactions: related, agent, imported, BA. That's the shortcut. They have given you 4 transactions. Only if it is one of these 4 transactions, it will be a supply and there will be GST. Again, guys, let me repeat. Is there any consideration on this supply? No. And hence, the moment there is no consideration, which section will you look at? 7(1)(c). Because 7(1)(c) is when there is no C, but there should be business purpose. Yes, there should be business purpose. And once you know its business purpose, you will look at which schedule? Look at Schedule 1, related, agent, imported, BA. Okay. Please tell me, was this supply made to a related person? Was this supply made to a related person? Guys, who are related persons? Can you tell me the definition of related person? A family can cope 25%. Here, remove the A. Why? Because we have agent ahead. So remove A. And instead of A, put deemed distinct persons. What is the definition? Diksha, Navya, welcome to class. We're looking at GST. We're the 3rd chapter called Supply of GST. We're looking at the concepts and looking at lots of module questions. There are 4 supplies, guys: related, agent, imported, BA. Who are related persons? A family can cope 25%, but here remove A and put deemed distinct persons. That means guys, if Electric Bike Company Maharashtra, they supplied some bikes to Electric Bike Company Gujarat free of cost, will it be supply? Please tell me. Is it 7(1)(c)? Yes. There is no C, but is this for business purpose? Yes. Now go to schedule 1. Are these related persons, guys? Are these deemed distinct persons related persons? Yes. Here related persons includes deemed distinct persons. So yes, there is a supply on which the government will get GST. Yes, the government is smiling, they will get GST. Next, what if Electric Bike Company did not give it to Gujarat but it gave it to an agent? Now guys, in GST, who is an agent? In GST, an agent is a person who issues his own invoice. Example, if this agent is only selling bikes for Electric Bike Company but the invoice is being issued by Electric Bike Company to the consumer, this agent is not a GST agent. For a GST agent, the invoice has to be issued by the agent himself. Alright. Anyway, you have supplied some bikes to an agent free of cost, guys. In this case, which section will you look at? Whenever it is free, which section will you look at? 7(1)(c). And in 7(1)(c), there is no C, but is this for business purpose? Yes. So related agent imported BA. Is this an agent? Yes. So will this be supply, and is the government happy? Yes. Next, guys, then there's an AC in this office of Electric Bike Company. There's an air conditioner which he has taken and put in his bedroom. This air conditioner he has taken and he has put it in his bedroom. When he bought that air conditioner, there was a GST of 10,000 rupees which he got credit of. Guys, please tell me, when Electric Bike Company puts an air conditioner for their office use, will they get credit? Hitaishi, welcome to class. Will they get credit for this? Yes, they will get credit. Now what has he done? He's taken that and he's done a personal supply. He's put that AC in his bedroom. Please tell me first, is this free of cost? Yes. So which section will you look at? 7(1)(c), because there is no C. But is this business? Yes, this is a business asset. Now let's go to schedule 1. Is this given to related person, agent, imported BA? Guys, this is BA. It's a business asset. Please tell me, is the AC a business asset? Every asset for business, guys, is a business asset. Whether it's a AC, whether it's a tempo, whether it's stock, everything is business asset. Please tell me, two conditions have to be met. Is this a permanent disposal? Have you taken it out permanently? Yes. And did you take ITC or credit on this? Yes. So if both these conditions are fulfilled, this is a supply and the government will be happy. Why? Because the government says, I have given you credit to put it in your office, not to put it in your bedroom. So hence, I will take this as supply and I will charge GST on this. So related agent, imported BA. By what are the two conditions of BA? It should be a permanent disposal and you should have taken ITC. And the last one is importation. We've already done Bahar se services. So let's see what is this importation. Guys, this is Electric Bike Company. And they are getting Bahar se services. When it's Bahar se services, which section do you look at, guys? 7(1)(b). But Bahar se services from that architect, it's coming free of cost. That architect is someone who's giving you free of cost services. Please tell me, when it's free, which section will you look at? 7(1)(c). In 7(1)(c), there is no C. But is this for business purpose, guys? Are you renovating your office? Yes. So it should be for business purpose. Whose business purpose? The recipient's business purpose in this case. But then you will go to schedule 1. And once you go to schedule 1, it should be bahar se services, but it should be from a related person. Guys, this architect is your friend. Is he your related person? No, friend is not related. So if it's not related, there will be no supply. But what if this happens to be your child, guys? What if this happens to be your daughter? She's an architect and she's given you services free of cost. Will it be 7.1c? Yes. Will you go to schedule 1? Yes. And is this import from related persons? Yes. This is confusing, guys. You will understand it now and then we will recap it. Don't worry. So please tell me, all of you all guys, whenever there is a supply which is free, no consideration, where will you take? Which section will you check? 7.1c. C does not require any C, but does it require B, guys? Yes, it requires B. So what if this was not electric by company's office, but what if this was a house and you had taken architect services from your daughter? Would 7.1c apply? No. And would you go to schedule 1? No. Guys, if section only doesn't apply, you will not go to the schedule. So it has to be for business purpose? Yes. And in that, schedule 1 has 4 things. Please tell me the shortcut here. What are the 4 things? Related, agent, imported, BA. Who is related person, guys? Same definition except remove the agent and put whom? Deemed distinct persons. I'll tell you the most common transaction here in the exam is stock transfer. Electric by company has transferred some stock to Gujarat. Is that supply? Please tell me, guys. Will that be supply? Yes. Free hai, but it is here, so it will be supply. You've given to an agent. Will it be supply? Yes. You've taken for personal use. Will this be supply? Nandesh, that was your question. Yes. But provided it's a personal permanent disposal and ITC has been taken. And if it's imported services, guys, generally where do you go? You go under 7.1b bahar se services. But if there is no consideration, where will you go? 7.1c, and it has to be from related persons only. Yes. Guys, this is 7.1c section. I'm just recapping the sections on the other screen, on the other side. Everyone, if not related person, then there will be no supply, there will be no GST. Related person has to be there. That's one condition. And here there are 2 conditions, permanent disposal and ITC. Please tell me, guys, 7.1a, what is the shortcut? Supply is only when there is B and C. And which is the schedule, guys? Which is the schedule? Schedule 2. Between goods and services. And this depends on which transfer? Title transfer. Not possession, title transfer. What is 7.1b, guys? When do you use 7.1b? Whenever you are getting services bahar se or import. In that case, whether there is B or not, that doesn't matter, but C should be there. And which schedule do you look at? There is no schedule for this. And when do you use 7.1c, guys? When there is no C. But should it be for business purpose? Yes. And in that case, which is the schedule? Schedule 1, because you did not even get 1 rupee. Related, agent, imported, BA. No condition here, no condition here. But import should be from whom, guys? Import should be from whom? Only from related persons. And business asset, permanent disposal, and you should have taken ITC. Good job. But guys, there are some things which are neither goods, which are neither services. So what is the third thing? The third thing is schedule 3. Schedule 3 are those things which are non-taxable. That means on that, will there be GST? No. Guys, please tell me now you understand it. If it's not taxable, is the government happy? No. Will they give you credit? No. So there is a small list here. Let's have a look at that small list. Just 1 second. Just 1 second, guys. Perfect. Guys, schedule 3, there is a shortcut, and that shortcut will help you remember all the items in schedule 3. First, employee, partner, director. What did they do? They moved the constitutional court for what? For license for AC burial of MPs. That's a shortcut. All my shortcuts are already included in the quick book. So guys, if you go here, you will see the shortcut here. Yes, coming back. Employee, partner, director moved the constitutional court for license of AC burial of MPs. Guys, all these, there is no GST. Watch out. Employee, guys, when you are working for someone, you are called an employee. What does an employee get, guys? What does an employee get? Salary. On that salary, no GST. Have you ever heard someone that I charge my employer 1 lakh plus GST? No. When you're a partner in a partnership firm, guys, do you work hard for the partnership firm when you're a partner in a partnership firm? Yes. And can you get salary? Yes. Again, no GST. And guys, a director is of which entity, guys? A director of a company, like Mukesh Ambani is a director of Reliance. Can you be an executive director? Can you get salary also? Yes. Again, no GST. And guys, MPs, MLAs, members of panchayats, do they also get salary? Yes, but no GST. So can I just say short that any salary received, there is no GST? Yes. Whether you're an employee or a partner or a director. But which kind of director? Executive director. Next, movement. Guys, when a plane is flying from Bombay to Delhi, a plane is flying, inside the passengers will pay GST on their ticket. But on the flight, on that movement, will there be any GST? No. So any movement of plane, train, bus, car, on that movement, for that movement there is no GST. For the ticket price there might be a GST, but on the movement there is no GST. There are some constitutional positions, guys, like CAG, Comptroller, Auditor General, or Supreme Court, High Court judges. When they get paid, there is no GST. High Court, Supreme Court, and District Courts. Guys, when you file a complaint with the High Court, do you have to pay a small fee? Yes. Will there be GST on that? No, because they want it to be cheaper. Is there GST on alcohol for human consumption? No. So same with the license of serving alcohol, selling alcohol, or consuming alcohol, the license also of alcohol, there is no GST. On actionable claims, is there GST? No, except 3. Guys, on actionable claims, there is no GST except 3. Which 3? Lottery, betting, gambling. Excellent, Dharani. And guys, on burial, crematorium services, etc., is there any GST? No. Guys, let's quickly recap Schedule 3. What is Schedule 3? Neither goods nor services. What is third thing, guys? Please tell me. Not taxable. Employee, partner, director, what do? They move the constitutional court for license of AC burial of MPs. All these mostly are salaries. Burial services, actionable claims except lottery, betting, gambling, license of serving alcohol, consuming alcohol, court fees, constitutional positions, and movement of trucks, buses, lorries, tempos, rigs, airplanes, trains, no GST. Uday, welcome to class. watch the session well and understand better. Alright, so 2 hours and 30 minutes guys, we finished almost the third chapter now. We will look at the module and we will do questions from the module now. Just going to the module and updating it, uploading the module, just 1 second. Here it is. This was the last chapter. Supply under GST is what we are looking at. Thank you guys. Perfect. Guys, going to the questions of supply chapter. Okay. Perfect. Guys, the first question, please read it and please say, kindly state as to what is the taxable event under GST. Without reading also you can tell me, but tell me what is a taxable event under GST. Guys, which is the only taxable event in GST? Supply of goods or services, the only taxable event. And please tell me here, who is the supplier? Guys, in the first question, who is the supplier? I'm not getting any replies, guys. Can you please tell me who's the supplier in the first case, in the first situation? Meghraj. And is he supplying goods within Punjab or outside Punjab also? So interstate, so what kind of GST will apply? C, S and UT GST will apply. Guys, he is supplying goods within Punjab as well as in the neighboring states, so all the GSTs will apply. Okay. Guys, read the second question and tell me whether this transfer qualifies as supply, also the section please, and also the schedule. I'll be back in a minute and we will continue. Second question for you all on the screen. Alright guys, let's do this. Guys, this is a branch transfer. So is this with any consideration? No. So with section 7(1)(c), because there is no C, but is this business purpose? Yes. And with schedule, guys, it's schedule 1, related agent imported BA. This is related persons deemed distinct persons. Guys, looking at the next one. Alright. Oh, we've forgotten to do composite and mixed supply, so we'll do that. Guys, we'll do that composite and mixed supply. I'm just going to add a sheet here only. No, actually, we'll go back. We'll just finish composite and mixed supply. Okay. Guys, sometimes supplies are together. Example, my laptop when I got it with warranty. So sometimes supplies are together. When you buy a phone, you get a charger. When sometimes you go for a holiday, you book a hotel, you get breakfast. So these are called supplies which are together. There are two kinds of supplies in this. One is called composite supply. Very simple concept, guys. This is section 8. Section 7 was normal supply. This is composite supply. And composite supply, the shortcut is no problem. Example, the laptop with the warranty. Guys, please tell me, the laptop and the warranty, are they naturally bundled? N is for naturally bundled. Is this a natural bundle? Yes. The hotel with breakfast is a natural bundle. Mobile and charger, are they natural bundled? Yes. And is there a principal supply in the laptop and warranty? Is there one of them which is principal supply? Yes. Which is the principal supply, guys? For my case, laptop was a principal supply. So hence, which rate will apply? The principal supplies rate. That is laptop if it's 12%, warranty if it's 18%, 12% will apply. This is called composite supply when it's a naturally bundled and there is a principal supply. But guys, let's say you bought together one t-shirt, one pant and one shoe together for 5,000 rupees. There was an offer going on. One t-shirt, one pant and one shoe for 5,000 rupees. Guys, that is called mixed supply. Why? Because is that naturally bundled? No. And is there a principal supply there? Which is the main supply? Shirt, pant or shoes? No. So hence the highest rate amongst those three products will apply. Shirt, pant and shoe. Let's say shoe is at 28%, so 28% will apply. This is called mixed supply and this is called composite supply. Alright. Very simple concept. So going back to the module. Yes, please. Composite supply is treated as supply of that particular good or services which attracts the highest rate of tax. Examine the validity of this statement. No. So composite supply is that supply which is the principal supply. Perfect. Next. Examine whether the following activities would amount to supply under schedule 1. Guys, schedule 1 is 1 rupee also you did not get. The first one, please read and tell me whether this is a supply. Yes, guys, this is to a deemed distinct person. 7(1)(c). Is there no C? Yes. But is there business purpose? Yes. And in that it is a deemed distinct person. So this is supply. Yes. Is the government happy? Yes. Next, guys, over to you all. The second one, please. Please tell me, guys, here, is there any consideration? It is free. So free means 7(1)(c). C is equal to B plus no C. Guys, is this for business purpose? Please tell me, is this for business purpose? No, guys. Family dispute. So there is no business purpose only. So will 7(1)(c) apply? No. Will schedule 1 apply? No. So will it be supply? No. So this one is not a supply. The government is not happy here. All your answers were wrong, please. First you have to check 7.1c. Only if 7.1c fulfills, then you guys, first you enter your house and then you go to your bedroom. You can't straight go to your bedroom. Alright. And 7.6c, please read this. Would your answer be different if in the above case, Raman has taken advice in respect of his business unit? Now is there a business purpose? Yes. No consideration. 7.1c. Now please tell me schedule 1. Is this related agent imported BA? It is imported. And are you taking it from a related person? No guys, still it is not related. Why? Because your brother is well settled, he is not dependent on you. So still it is not supply. Answers are going wrong. Be careful guys. Answers are going wrong. Be careful. Alright. Next, state whether the following supplies is supply of goods or supply of services. Over to you all. The first one. Supply of services. Why? Because no title transfer. Next. Manoj, this is renting of immovable property. Selling is none, renting is supply of services. Next. Transfer of right without transfer of title. Supply of services. Last. Title should pass at a future date. Supply of goods. So when title is transferred today or future date, it is goods transfer. Next. Again, whether it is supply of goods or services, so we'll move ahead guys, is simple. Not very important. This one is important. Please read and tell me what is this supply, is this valid statement. Excellent Abhi, good answer. Guys, goods supplied on hire purchase basis, will the title get transferred on a future date? Yes, so it is supply of goods. 10th one, looking at the first one, activity, whether the following activities will amount to supply under section 7. Read it and guys please tell me which section should I use in this case. Bahar se services 7.1b, absolutely right. B is there or not, that doesn't matter, but C should be there. Is there C guys? How much is C? 5,000 Australian dollars. Will this be supply? Yes, this is supply. Go to the next one guys. Government is going to be very happy and you in India, recipient, is going to pay the next one. Is this free? Which section will apply? 7.1c. C shouldn't be there but B should be there guys. Is this for a business purpose? Please see, is this for a business purpose? No. So will 7.1c be there? No. Will schedule 1 be there? No. Will it be supply? No, not supply. And last, it is for business purpose. So then let's check schedule 1. Is it from a related person guys? Yes, her brother is wholly dependent. So finally this is supply. 11th question guys, please read and please answer the 11th question. Hotel provides 4 days 3 nights package with facility of breakfast. Guys, I know you can take hotel package separately also, but ICAI has said this is mixed. Sorry, this is composite. So this will be composite supply. Next, toothpaste and toothbrush guys. Toothpaste, toothbrush, toothpaste, soap, all these are mixed supplies. ICAI has said these are mixed supplies. Guys, generally some people might get confused. Let me ask you, toothpaste and toothbrush. What is that guys? Toothpaste and toothbrush. Composite, seems like composite but it's mixed supply. It is mixed supply guys. Toothpaste and toothbrush is together mixed supply. Alright. Going ahead to the 13th question. Everyone check the 13th question and answer. वापस आ जाना एक बार प्लीज. Guys, is this supply mixed or composite? This is mixed supply, so 18% rate would apply. Next, guys, this I'm just telling you in short what this sum is. This gives you a lot of details about Gagan Engineering Company. But finally, they say that Gagan sends its container trucks from Haryana to other states across India. Guys, is this movement of trucks subject to GST? Movement of trucks, is it subject to GST? No, as per Schedule 3. Excellent, guys. PTL is a retail store. They are running buy one get one free. Guys, have you ever seen buy one get one free? Very, very often. In that, guys, is it 71A, 71B or 71C? Are you paying something? Are you paying nothing? Nandesh, are you paying something or are you paying nothing? One, you are paying something. So 71A. Only 71C is only when you pay nothing. So 71A and B plus C. Guys, if you're buying one shirt and you get another shirt free for 1000 rupees, please tell me, is this supply? Yes, because 71A is it for the purpose of business, and what is the consideration? 1000. And what is the rate, guys? Shirt is 5%, shirt is 5%. So what is the rate on 1000? 5%. But guys, you buy one shirt and you get one belt free, and belt is 18%. Now tell me, guys, is this supply? First tell me, guys, is this supply? Yes. Now what rate will apply? 18% rate will apply. 16th question, guys. Sarvana is supplying alcoholic liquor in the state of Tamil Nadu. Guys, license for alcoholic liquor, is that subject to GST? No, Schedule 3. That is it, guys. Perfect. Guys, we're done with another really amazing chapter called supply, and we're looking at every module question that is important. So that's how we are moving forward. Now, good job, guys. Keep it up. If you're understanding, keep it up. Before we take a break, I want to do a very small exemption. So let's do one more very small exemption. Okay, which is a small exemption that we could do? Okay, let's do performance by an artist. Performance by an artist. Guys, who's your favorite singer? Anyone? Who's your favorite singer? Or who's your favorite? Yeah, who's your favorite singer? Any favorite? Arjit Singh? Okay. Any other favorite singers? Neha Kakkar, Sid. Okay. No one saying AP Dillon, but nice. No one likes Punjabi music though. Myself, nice. Guys, if you go for a concert, an artist, let's say Arijit Singh is performing a concert, are circulars important? Some of the circulars are important. I'll tell you which circulars are important, Nandish. Guys, if Arijit Singh is giving a concert and he's charging 2 lakh rupees for the concert, or let's say 1 lakh rupees for the concert, will there be GST? Arijit Singh is registered, by the way, and he's charging 1 lakh for a concert. Will there be GST on this? Yes. Is the government happy? Yes. But if, guys, Hema Malini is giving a concert, a dance concert, actually a dance performance, and will the government want to charge a dance concert? The government says this will be exempt if 3 conditions are satisfied. Let's see what are the 3 conditions. The dance, the music and the theatre. What is it? Theatre, dance and the concert should be Indian classical. What should it be, guys? It should be Indian classical. The theatre, the dance or the concert should be Indian classical. Is Hema Malini doing Indian classical? Yes. It should be up to 1,50,000 rupees. So the amount should be up to 1,50,000. How much is Hema Malini charging? Let's say she's charging 1 lakh rupees. Is she within the limit of 1.5 lakhs? Yes. And this should not be as a brand ambassador. She should not be performing as a brand ambassador. She should not be performing as a brand ambassador. Is she performing as a brand ambassador? No. But let's change a little bit, guys. What if Hema Malini charges 10 lakh rupees? Will there be GST? 10 lakh rupees, guys. Yes. What if Hema Malini is a brand ambassador of Kent RO and she's doing a performance for Kent RO's employees, suppliers, etc.? Will there be GST? Yes. Even if it's 1 lakh? Yes. So guys, what are the 3 conditions? Please tell me in the chat box. What are the 3 conditions for performance of an artist to be exempt? The performance should be in which kind of art? Indian classical. Plus the amount should be up to how much maximum, guys? 1,50,000, and it should be other than a brand ambassador. Even if one condition is not there, will it be taxable? Yes. Guys, these are 3 kind of performances: theatre, dance performance, or concert, that is singing performance. Guys, Neha Kakkar is giving a performance today and she charged only 50,000 rupees for some reason. Will there be GST? She is registered. Will there be GST? Yes, there will be GST. Perfect. Guys, this is another exemption. As in when we move ahead, after every chapter we'll do an exemption. We are done with 3 chapters. We are done with 2 exemptions. Must satisfy all the 3. Yes, that's why it's a plus. Must satisfy all the 3. Neha Kakkar is wrong because Neha Kakkar is not doing Indian classical and hence it is taxable. Perfect. Alright guys, why is there's no logic to the why. The government wants to give exemption whenever they want to give exemptions, so that's how it is. 3 conditions and all the 3 have to be met. Alright guys, I hope you're enjoying this. If you have any doubts, reach out to me right now. Otherwise, it's the end of session for me. I will see you guys now at 6:30 for the next session where we get better and better at GST. All the best. See you guys in half an hour. Have a nice breakfast snack, whatever you want to have, and let's come back with more energy. Thank you guys. I'm here for any doubts that you have. Otherwise, schedule at 6 o'clock. My bad guys. 6 o'clock. Half an hour break. Thank you guys. Any questions? I'm right here.